Hello, my name's Kate and I work at the Wagga Nursery. I'm here to give you a few steps and tips that I hope will make you feel confident about going into your local nursery and selecting native plants. So step 1, go out into your backyard and have a think about the following questions. Where would you like some plants? What's it like there? Is it sunny or shady? How big would you like those plants to grow? What sorts of colours would you like to see? And what types of animals would you like to attract? Step 2, take a video or pictures of your backyard that you can show to the nursery staff. This will make plant selection much easier and give you a much greater chance of purchasing and planting something that will reward you for years to come. Step 3, check out the Wagga Flora website at waggaflora.com. Here you can get an idea of what plants you would like the look of, and don't forget to check how high they grow. Step 4, you're ready! Once you have a rough idea of where you want to plant and what you might like, come into the nursery and we can have a chat about what could work in your backyard or even balcony. Planting natives is a great way to support the local ecosystem. When you get your plant selection right, you will enjoy your new addition for years to come, along with the wildlife it will attract.
Hey guys, how you doing? Elton from Air and Earth here. I'm actually in the Air and Earth garden. I work here as a garden manager, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about biodiversity, and more to the point, soil biodiversity. You need soils to be really healthy, obviously, for plants to grow. So I'm going to give some examples of some soils that aren't so diverse with life and energy, and then show you how to hopefully make your soil more diverse with creatures and creepy crawlies and vitamins and minerals for when you plant a new native seedling. So if you come over here down to this wheelbarrow, I have first of all 3 different types of soil. So this one is probably a lot like what you have at home if you dig down probably a foot or 30 centimetres or something. It's clay base. There's not much life in it. Natives will grow in this because they like this type of soil, but you can make the soil better for them so they'll grow better and they'll encourage more life. Here is sand. Obviously there's sandy soils in the area as well and all over Australia. Sometimes it's a mixture of both, and obviously not much grows or lives in sand unless you're going to do some seedlings or something like that, like some cuttings. And I've got some leaf litter here which is just eucalyptus stuff. So I'm first of all going to mix this stuff together and I'll show you how much it changes when I start mixing it. I'm going to add a little bit of water just to help it mix. This is the fun bit. So I've got sticks and leaves and obviously the sand and the clay all mixing together. Now, maybe a bit more water. Now, if you had this in your pot and you're planting a tree or a seedling or something into it, it's going to grow really well in this. Because it's got a lot more energy than just clay or sand, because the stuff in here is going to, leaves and things like that are going to start to break down and they'll start to attract insects as well. But if you just put this on the ground, it's not going to look that great, so we have to mulch over it also. So I've got a saltbush here, a river red saltbush seedling that's grown in the garden here. So I'm going to put this in the ground and show you guys. Maybe first of all, let's have a look at the soil here. So we'll scrape this away. Can you already see all that white stuff there? That already means there's life, because there's so much energy in the soil already. Let's see if we can find some bugs. Let's see if there's any there. Well, I can't seem to see one. Oh, there we go. There's something. Not that I know much about insects, so I don't know the name of it, but basically there's stuff living in here is what I'm trying to say. So if you had I could plant this in here now and it'll be fine. But we'll imagine that this is a barren soil, or it's not that life, doesn't have that much life in it. So you know, obviously you dig into your soil at home and you make your hole. As it gets deeper, you can see it's getting more clay because the clay is further down. Check if it's going to be the right size. So maybe a little bit deep, something like that. So I'm going to tap it. Be gentle with it as possible. It's got roots, so you know it's going to be all right. I won't tease it too much or play with it too much. Now I'm going to get some of this good stuff. I'm going to put it in there. So that's going to break down in there, and it's going to give it more energy. And then I'm going to put this over the top. And then, just for added bonus, added energy so this plant grows really well and adds more diverse things to the soil, I'm going to put this in here. So as it rains and gets watered in and stuff like that, it's going to break down. It's sort of like composting, but it's just no food scraps and stuff in it. It's natural, well, indigenous, I could say, composting. I'm going to make a bit of a well like that, so when it rains or you water it, water does sit there for a while. So like that, that's great. It'll grow really well. But obviously mulch looks a lot nicer. So at home, you can use any type of mulch. I'm using just some chips, wood chips, and as you can see, it's not just wood chips, it's got leaf in it too, which again adds a lot more diversity. So, maybe one more. Turn it around. Obviously, it looks a lot better than what it was. And again, as the rain comes or you water it, it's going to break down and it's going to create more life. So it's going to attract worms, slaters, all different types of bugs that you can see and can't. There's lots of stuff, microbes and things you can't see in the soil that helps the soil get better and helps plants grow more and attracts, you know, more life. More life, more energy means the plants will grow better. And if the plants grow better, they create more air. What do we need to breathe? Air. So it's really, really important, I believe, to have healthy soils. Diverse soils, full of energy and life. Try this at home. It's really easy. Just get some clay, some sand, some wood chips, some leaves that have fallen off your tree. They can be deciduous ones too. It doesn't have to be eucalypts. Give it a go at home. I guarantee that if you do this to your whole garden over time, everything's going to be much more healthy. And if you're out in the back of the yard, you know, everything's much more healthy, and you're looking at it while you're drinking your tea, I reckon you'll be much more happy. And that's got to be a good thing. 2 wins, you know. Healthy soils, healthy people. Give it a go. Have a great day.
Finally, it would be great if you can share your good work with others. Just pop onto the Wagga Wagga Sustainability Share Facebook group and share some photos of your good work to inspire others to do the same.